Buckley v. Vallejo in 1976. This case began in January 1975. It was a coalition of plaintiffs, which included James Buckley from New York, who filed a suit that claimed that the Federal Election Campaign Act violated that First Amendment of free speech. The FECA was amended in 1974 and imposed limits on expenditures on behalf of candidates running for federal offices. Due to its questionable constitutional infringement, the case was sent to the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. The FECA set limits on the amount of money an individual could contribute to a single campaign, and it required reporting of contributions above a certain threshold amount. The Federal Election Commission was created to enforce this statute. In the wake of the Watergate scandal, the Congress attempted to ferret out corruption in political campaigns by redistricting financial contributions to candidates. This led to the question of, did the limits placed on the electoral expenditures by the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971 and related provisions of the Internal Revenue Code of 1954 violate the First Amendment's freedom of speech and association clauses? It was agreed that limits on the campaign expenditures were struck down as unconstitutional because they were direct limits on political speech. Secondly, the court asserted that the right of free association is a basic constitutional freedom that is closely allied to freedom of speech. In the conclusion, Buckley v. Vallejo is significant for having introduced the notion that spending money on behalf of a candidate or political party is a form of protected speech. So, as long as persons and groups eschew expenditures that, in express terms, advocate the election or defeat of a clearly identified candidate, they are free to spend as much as they want to promote the candidate. In 1976, Congress amended FECA to repeal the expenditure limits struck down by Buckley Court.